Folks, welcome back to Emerald Minecraft. We're going to be doing a tutorial today for some achievements. The achievements we're going to be doing today are going to be over these two over here, Overkill and Librarian. And I've already got everything that I need for it. You should have already checked out tutorials on farming and harvesting of items and materials. And if you have, then you will know about Massive Farm and how it works, as well as a cow farm, a breeding farm, and the reason why we would build these things, and also how to construct an effective sugarcane farm. You can see that's about the only things that have changed since our last tutorial on this world. Regardless, that's actually a considerable amount of work and a considerable amount of time. Just to give you an example of about how long it takes, you can see how many levels I have down at the bottom of the screen right now. And yeah, it just takes a long time. We're getting prepared to go into the Nether, and that's why we have so many levels down there, and why we are going over this tutorial is to really help us get everything we need in order to go into the Nether and be safe. The first thing we're going to need to be doing is creating a whole bunch of bookshelves. So you have plenty of items in here. These items right here are the primary items we're going to be using. The rest of these items are just about the useful things that you want to be carrying around in your inventory. Though these three items right here and these three on this side, I usually wouldn't be carrying around with me on a regular basis. There are other ways that you can deal with the benefits that they give you, and some of them you only need to use every once in a while. For example, when you're farming for the hoe and fishing, whatever the item's purpose is for. Let's go ahead and start making our bookshelves, though. We're going to start out by making a whole bunch of paper here. By putting 3 sugarcane in a row, I'm getting a whole bunch of paper. And from here we're going to make a whole bunch of books. Remember, your book's recipe is leather with 3 sets of paper. It doesn't matter where or how they're organized, as long as it's the same number. You see I have 64 in each one. That's going to give me a total of 64 books. I'll go ahead and go do that again because I'm not entirely sure how many books I want, but I want to make sure I have enough. We're almost done with our bookshelves already. We're going to go ahead and make a whole bunch of planks here. We're going to go ahead and line them up. You should know how to do most of this from the tutorials on crafting. And as we make bookshelves, you see we get our achievement up in the corner there for Librarian. This is probably more bookshelves than I'm going to be needing. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's more than I need. And I'm just going to pop out a few more just for fun. From here, we're going to go back over to our enchanting area. It's going to be a rather quick tutorial compared to most of the other ones. We'll go ahead and grab our bookshelves out, and the point of these bookshelves is to actually boost the level that we can get from our enchantment table. As you can see, from here, about the highest level you can get, in fact I believe the highest level you can get from just having your enchantment table is a level 8. And you'll see that as we place bookshelves near it, that our maximum level will slowly increase. The more bookshelves you have, the higher this number is going to be. As you can see, now we're all the way up to 14. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep adding bookshelves kind of in this square formation all the way around. Something you need to know when you're placing these bookshelves is that if there's anything in between the bookshelf and your enchantment table, it'll actually not allow the bookcase to give a benefit. When you have a full set like this, you are guaranteed to get your highest level. In fact, I don't think you need all of these. I think you can do with about 5 less bookshelves than this. but the orientation you're going for is a square that completely surrounds your enchantment table with a break at one side. And if you turn on your particles, which I have mine off right now, you should see a whole bunch of little symbols flying into your enchantment table. That's how you know that the bookcase is actually feeding into your enchantment table. You should be able to see all these symbols. If you don't see symbols flying out of the bookcase, it means that there's something blocking you from getting the benefit from that bookcase, and you might as well move it. So, for example, if there were a torch here, it would be blocking these bookcases over in this corner. Once we have a full enchantment table, you'll see that we'll be able to get all the way up to level 30. This is the highest level enchantment that you can make, unless you are repairing items, in which case it can go up, I believe, to level 35. For your basic enchantment, level 30 is the highest you're going to get, and we're going to want to go ahead and enchant a whole bunch of different things. The sooner you can enchant some of these things, the better. For example, diamond pickaxe, which looks like I grabbed 2 axes. I'll go grab it, but this is just so much faster. There we go, that's a pickaxe. Getting your diamond pickaxe enchanted is probably one of the first things you want to do. It'll speed up all of your mining processes and allow you to get diamonds better if you can get a certain enchantment. So we'll go ahead and enchant that one first and see what we get. Looks like we got efficiency 4 and silk touch 1. Those aren't too bad. We'll go ahead and go over basically all the enchantments that we can get in this tutorial. We'll go ahead and do our diamond sword here, and our shovel, and our wood cutting axe. Go ahead and enchant our bow as well. And we'll also want to enchant our armor, which I don't quite have enough levels right now, so I'll go ahead and give myself some more levels so we can finish this enchanting here. And you can see I'm putting level 30 on all of these because that's usually about what you want to do to get the highest benefit you can get. And now we'll go ahead and check out what some of these enchantments are. If there's a few that I don't have, I'll go ahead and try and explain them. I might not get all of them though. We'll go ahead and start with the armor. Your diamond helmet here, you can see I have Aqua Affinity and Projectile Protection. Aqua Affinity is going to make it so that you can mine at a regular rate while you are underwater rather than at a slow rate. You can also get, I believe, water breathing, which makes it so that you can hold your breath longer while you're underwater. Projectile Protection obviously is going to give you a higher protection against projectiles such as arrows. Here we have our diamond chestplate. It's got Thorns 2. Thorns enchantment makes it so that if a mob attacks you, it takes damage. This includes ranged attacks, so if a skeleton hits you with an arrow from a distance, it can still take damage. Our diamond leggings looks like we have a fire protection level 4, so that's going to protect us from lava and fire-based attacks. And we have protection on our boots, which is going to give us a general amount of protection from any attack. The other protection that we can get from armor is blast protection, which is going to protect you from creepers and gas explosions. We can also get an enchantment on your boots called Feather Falling, which makes it so you take less damage from falling. And any of your 4 pieces of armor can get projectile protection, regular protection, fire protection, or blast protection on them. Sometimes if you want to get a full set of armor, it can take quite a while to enchant all of your armor, you're going to have to get a whole bunch of levels and a whole bunch of armor to actually get a full set, say, of everything having fire protection. If you have the time and you want to take it, that's great. It'll be useful in certain aspects, but having a nice range of enchantments is also very beneficial. For example, right now, the only thing that's really going to be difficult for me to fight against is creepers and ghasts, because everything else that's going to go against me is going to be doing a significantly reduced amount of damage, because I got a level 4 enchantment on all of these. The higher that the level enchantment is, for example, the projectile enchantment here, projectile protection 4, and increases the protection it gives you. So this is actually a pretty good set of enchantments. This thorns could be up to level 3 and maybe have some blast protection or some other protection on it, and I could get the feather falling, but otherwise this armor is pretty powerful armor. Go ahead and look at our weapons here, and our tools. You can see our sword has what's called knockback 2. That's going to make it so when I attack an enemy, it pushes them further away from me. This is a really good enchantment for most mobs, unless they have range, such as witches or skeletons, or blazes, where you want to keep them close to you so that they can't attack you from far away. But this is really great for creepers and zombies, especially creepers. I didn't luck out and get anything else on this, which is kind of a bummer. But you can also get, I believe, flame aspect on your diamond sword, which will light mobs on fire when you hit them. A nice thing about this is if you attack a cow or a pig or a chicken and they die while they're on fire, it instantly cooks the meat for you, and you can just pick it up and eat it right away. We can also get different types of damage increasing enchantments. You have sharpness, which deals an increased amount of damage to most creatures. You can also get Bane of Arthropods, which does an extremely increased amount of damage towards spiders and silverfish. You can get one that's called Smite, which does increased damage to skeletons and zombies. And you can also get... I'm not entirely sure what... if there is another one. No, I'm pretty sure that's all of them. For damage increasing. There's a enchantment called Looting, which allows you to get more drops from the mob when you kill them. And that's pretty much all the enchantments for your sword, I believe, except for one, but I'll get to that one in a second. As far as your bow goes, you can see I have Power and Punch. Power is like sharpness, it increases the damage that your bow does. Punch is like knockback, it'll push enemies away from you. You can also get Flame, which lights mobs on fire. And you can get a really, really neat enchantment called Infinity. And Infinity is going to make it so as long as you have one arrow inside your inventory somewhere, you never run out. You can shoot the same arrow over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Over here on our tools, I think I actually got one of each of them. Yep, I think I have one of everything. Here we have our diamond pickaxe. We have efficiency 4, which is going to make it so our pickaxe mines through materials faster than normal. And we have Silk Touch. Silk Touch allows you to mine a block and receive just the regular block. For example, if we were mining stone, instead of getting cobblestone out of it, we'd get a regular block of stone. This can also be used on things like leaves, I believe, or if I were to use it on a piece of iron ore or diamond ore, instead of getting a diamond out of it, I get the actual diamond ore block. Over here on the axe, we've got Fortune 2, which makes it so that any drop that comes out as an entity rather than a block can be increased. For example, if we had this on our pickaxe, that's probably one of the best things you can get, because then you can use your pickaxe on a diamond block, which would drop the entity of a diamond, but it can increase the number of diamonds we get out of that block. Getting Fortune 3 on a diamond pickaxe is probably one of the best enchantments you can get, because it increases the number of diamonds you get exponentially. You can mine maybe 20 blocks of diamond and end up with around 80 diamonds out of it instead of just 20, which makes making armor and weapons out of diamond considerably better. We have efficiency on here also, and fortune. Then we have this one called Unbreaking. Unbreaking you can actually get on any item you can enchant. So we can get it on our sword, we can get it on our armor, on our bow, any of our tools. And what it does is increases the number of uses that you can have on that tool, which is really, really good. It makes it so that your enchanted items last a lot longer. The best setup you can get for Diamond Pickaxe is going to have Efficiency 4 with Looting 3 and Unbreaking 3 or 4, I'm not entirely sure which. Another thing to note is these tools, your shears, your flint and steel, your fishing rod, and your diamond hoe can also be enchanted to have Unbreaking on them. And your shears can also get Silk Touch, so you can actually use your shears on, say, cobweb, and actually get the cobweb as a block and then place it where you'd like. And you can also get Smite, Bane of Arthropods, and Sharpness on an axe, a wood cutting axe, and increase the damage you can deal with those. That should be all the enchantments, I believe. Beyond that, the other enchantment we're going for today is actually this one called Overkill, which we're going to need to... Oh, no, I'll just do it a faster way. We're going to need to do a little bit more enchanting because we didn't quite get what we needed from our diamond sword here. So I'm going to go grab a couple more diamond swords. And yes, this happens a lot when you're enchanting. You don't quite get what you want, and so you're going to have to go back and do it a couple more times until you actually get the thing that you need. So we'll go ahead and enchant some more swords here and see what we can get. That one's a pretty good sword. That's almost the same sword. So now we have a full different set of swords here, and they all have different things. For this one can light people on fire, it does extra damage to undead, and it knocks back. So I'd really use this sword against zombies. It'd probably kill them off pretty fast. This one also has smite, but it also has looting. I wouldn't use this against skeletons because of the knockback, but I could get a whole lot of arrows from it if I could kill skeletons quickly with it because of the looting there. Bane of Arthropods, so silverfish and spiders of any kind, plus it lights them on fire, so that'd be pretty nice. And then again, we got smite and looting, so this would probably be a better choice against skeletons than this one because it wouldn't be knocking them back. As far as these go, I would probably get rid of these two swords, or put them on standby to help repair weapons later. You can get an item called an anvil, which is used to repair enchanted items, and you don't lose the enchantment by repairing them on an anvil. It costs levels to make, but it is very, very effective at saving levels, and you can also help use it to customize the weapons you have. or the tools that you're using. What we need to do for this achievement called Overkill is to deal up to 8 hearts of damage in a single hit. To do this, you almost have to have Bane of Arthropods 4, Sharpness 4, or Smite 4. Otherwise it can be considerably difficult, and then you need to get a critical hit to basically guarantee you get it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this sword, which is Smite 4 on it. I'm going to try and get to this skeleton here. I'm not really paying attention to this, but it keeps on hitting me. Sorry. I shouldn't distract myself by talking to you. I'm going to see if I can run and jump and hit him on the way down, and that was my thorns. That dealt damage to him just now. There we go. That shot right there must have done 8 points of damage, and I got my achievement. These guys are spiders, so I grab my Bane of Arthropods, which is going to light them on fire also, and you can see it's considerably effective against spiders, killing them in basically one hit, especially with that fire. We have our creepers up next. Knockback is good against creepers, plus lighting them on fire is going to help a whole lot. I could basically hit the skeleton and just walk away and be pretty much guaranteed he's going to be dead. The skeleton, I don't want to get too close, so we'll go ahead and light him up with the power and punch here that we have. I don't mind that the punch is on this bow because I'm already attacking it from a distance anyway, so him getting knocked back isn't too big of a deal to me. But that power 4 is going to make it considerably easier to kill off skeletons. Here we got some more zombies, and zombies are easier with knockback, so they can't get near me. And as you can see now, we can use these enchanted weapons to really help kill off monsters faster by carrying a few really good ones. This is the whole point behind all of this is preparing ourselves for the Nether and being able to have a good selection of weapons that we can switch between, and knowing when to use them is going to make things a whole lot easier. If anything, I would suggest that if you are customizing your armor and really trying to get a good setup. Oh, there we go. There's the rest of the fortress. Before you go into the Nether, make sure you have probably 2 pieces of fire protection, and then if you can get another piece of blast protection, another piece of regular protection, that'll probably make it pretty easy to get through the Nether. As far as your weapons go, Smite is going to be really good if you want to go take out some zombie pigmen, but otherwise you're going to be wanting sharpness on your sword, because the main thing you're going to be attacking with your sword is going to be blazes. So at this point, I am not worried about walking around in here because of how good my weapons actually are. I would like some sharpness so I can take out the blazes easier. My armor is going to be okay. I've got some stone on me so I can go block in my blazes and kill them. The bow is also going to help me quite a bit. Realize that fire doesn't deal damage to anything in the Nether, so the fire enchantments aren't going to be assisting me at all. But the knockback and the power are really going to be helping out. At this point, I'd go ahead and go to my next enchantment, or my next achievement, but I'll go ahead and leave that for the next time when we come back. We'll be going over the achievements down here. Return to sender and into fire, and after that we are going to take a break from continuing down to the end. We're actually going to come up here and hit all of the miscellaneous achievements that you see up here. These 4 specifically: on a rail, sniper duel, when pigs fly, and the lie. Then we'll go ahead and continue with the rest of these. Actually, I'll probably do local brewery at the same time as these ones. Um, until then, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this. I have some links on the screen coming up for a little bit of help for what's coming up next. I have my enchantments tutorial. I have combat tutorials for the different mobs that we're going against. We're going to have some advanced combat tutorials using enchantments and such to help defend yourself against certain mobs. Here are the links to the farming techniques so that you can get yourself a lot of leather and sugarcane quickly so that you can get your enchantment tables, as well as my preferred method of EXP harvesting, which is this link right here, which is kind of a combination between some mining techniques and some farming that really makes it so that you can enchant really well. You can usually do about 2 level 30 enchantments every half hour. You can do it about every 15 minutes using this technique, which is really nice. You can get some really good armor, plus it makes it so that you can have plenty of diamond in reserve, and yeah, good things like that. That's about it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you guys think this has been informative, so that you can get more tutorials. There's going to be things such as redstone tutorials, using different devices. Command block tutorials are going to be coming up for people who are interested in creating worlds in adventure mode. I'm getting pretty dang good at using these command blocks, so I'll probably be able to help you out if you don't know what you're doing. And that's about it. So until you guys come back, thanks for watching. I'm Amaral, and happy Minecrafting.